guys, welcome back. So I was making some bottle koozies, making a new line of items to sell, and I've been having issues making this work. So here, let me show you. Now, what it is just simply a bottle liner like this, and I'm wrapping it in leather to make it look like this. Now, the issue is that down here at the bottom, I can't hardly stick my fingers down in here to be able to run a stitch across this bottom. So I've elected to do rivets at the base, and so the issue is using some of the stuff that I have, it deforms it. As you can see here, it makes it look more square instead of round. Whoop. Instead of making it look round like this. So using what I have just is not working. But I have an idea. So I'm going to run by the store, run out to my in-laws' place because they've got a better welder than I do. And I will be throwing my idea together and going from there. So let's get on move on. Alright, so here it is. It is finished. I know it looks like it's halfway put together, but I'm pretty sure that this is going to work. And I think tomorrow I'll be grabbing a cap for this end, and that way it looks a little bit better. So, and I will be putting some epoxy inside these threads. This is just simply a 2-inch rigid close nipple. It's conduit, rigid conduit. So this just so happens to be the same diameter as the base of a bottle. So it actually is going to work. Turn out to work pretty close. So we slide. So it should slide right on in. I'm going to go ahead and get these rivets placed in here. I'll go ahead and show how it all works and all. So let me get this resituated here. Alright, so I got to actually use surgical sutures, these little guys, to grab onto the rivets and stick all the way down there and kind of poke through the liner. And just so I can reach down in there, because my fingers can't reach all the way down. So this, like I said, this here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one run just to see if this will work without me putting the epoxy on. And then if this does work, I'll go ahead and put it with the epoxy on and actually go ahead and try it with the epoxy. See how much smoother it comes in and out of the liner. So this, yes, baby girl.
Can you hear me guys the pipe?
I don't know yet, Becky. Okay. All right, so this just simply goes in like this, all the way down. But I gotta make sure that this goes on the that the rivets are on top of the metal. Because if not, then these will not work. It won't work right. I might end up having to do one at a time just to make sure that this works. It seems like that one. It doesn't seem like it got. No, I haven't gotten all the way down yet. There. Is that? Yep, that's it. I might end up having to get different rivets because these seem to be awfully still too long for this. So I may end up having to get new special rivets just for these. So go ahead and another thing I just thought about, rivets. I got these straight across from each other. So here, let me move this a little bit. Whoop. A little bit out of the way, you can still see it. Yep. Hold on. All right. Let's see this. This here's got a groove in it in the top. So these rivets just slide inside there. So here, let me go ahead and get these. Try it. Man, this is kind of difficult to work with. It seemed to work, but trying to do something flat, it seems like the base of it's still pretty good, though it's not nearly as deformed. Seems to have worked. Someone I have to work with, try to figure out the best way to do this. So let's go ahead and get this on out of here. Seems to have held pretty good. Alright, so I'm going to throw some epoxy on this and make it more smooth here and go from there. Alright, so well, I got this is dry. I don't know why it's still tacky, but I just ran it through the sleeve and it didn't seem to stick. So I'm hoping that this will work. It's been 3 days since this has been done, so I don't see why this thing would still be tacky. So I'll go ahead and get this in here, and this time I'm going to do just one at a time instead of having all 4 of them in there at the same time. And maybe that'll fix my issue. Alright, let's try to get this thing back in there. There. Is that all the way in? Hey, make a whole lot of noise over there. Okay, let's try this one more time. Like I said, I'm only putting in 1 rivet at a time. Because last time I did all 4, so I was having issues. We'll see what this does. It seemed to work a lot better. I have to be a little careful. See how that line is? These lines. I seem to work a lot better, and I just have to do it quick, hard and quick. So that seemed to have worked a lot better. I think it might have just been silly of me to try to do all 4 at the same time. But that's the thing, trial and error with new stuff, with new designs, just trying different things. So I'll go ahead and get these. Oh, excuse me. I'll go ahead and get these all pinned in and get started on stitching. So jumping straight to that. So with me doing up this, it actually helped out quite a bit. As you may have saw, this is awfully deformed, and which prompted the making of that, and that I just can't simply let fly. I'm of course not gonna scrap this because I want it to be a reminder of a failed attempt, and well, there will be two of them. The one I made for myself and the one I made for my wife. And so these are the results of using that sleeve, that round anvil, and it's a lot, I believe anyways, a lot better. It's still kind of blocky looking, but I don't think it's nearly as bad. It doesn't appear to be nearly as bad. But another thing I've learned is I want to use shorter rivets for this bottom portion. Either that, or I completely get rid of this inner padding here. Either completely get rid of it and do like I do on these Koozies and make up my own little base for them. Which I don't want to do if I can avoid it, because these are a non-slip base, which is a lot better than what this is. But it's something that I'll have to be working out in the long run. Of course, I haven't stitched these ones yet. I got 3 more. I got this one finished, but I got three more to do up. But I think overall, this is a definite helper on that, because the way I was doing it was just terrible. So hopefully the quality of this comes out a little bit better later on. And another thing I was wanting to show you, how this turned out here. It actually came out pretty good for that line out. I had to kind of make it fit, which is what I was trying to do with the clamps, but it just was not working. So whenever I passed the needle through, I'd have to have this kind of hold it in place whenever I was doing it. Where I'd have to do, see how this sits kind of lower? I'd have to raise it up and then pass the needle through. That way, it's set better. But it's coming out pretty good. Like I said, there's still a little bit of deforming to it, which I can't really explain or know how to get that out of it. But this definitely makes putting those rivets in easier, and kind of helps it out a bit. I mean, like I said, it still looks blocky, but it's nowhere near as bad. I don't know how well you can tell the difference in the camera, but there's a pretty good difference. This is the one without it. This is the one with using it. So hopefully this works out. So Videoverse. Videoverse is we're still in James. And this is James chapter 4, verses 13 through 17. It says, "Come now, you who say, today or tomorrow we will travel to such and such a city, and spend a year there to do business, and make a profit. Yet you do not know what tomorrow will bring, what your life will be. For you are like vapor that appears for a little while, then vanishes. Instead, you should say, if the Lord wills, we will live and do this or that. But as it is, You boast in your arrogance. All such boasting is evil. So it is sin to know the good and yet not do it. And that is James chapter 4, verses 13 through 17. And I'll see you guys in the next one.